The University of the Philippines, Baguio, lies in the summer capital of the Philippines. It is composed of three colleges: the College of Science, the College of Social Sciences, and the College of Arts and Communications. We are about 4,000 students and employees, which makes UP Baguio a small, tight-knit community where people know each other quite well, regardless of which college one is. The company of classmates and teachers in the City of Pines makes for a warm venue for inspiration and learning. UP Baguio is the first university you will see in Baguio. If you look at Google Maps, you will see that it's surrounded by a road that is the shape of an inverted heart. We'd like to think that UP Baguio is the heart of academic excellence and research innovation. The College of Science offers graduate and undergraduate programs by the Department of Biology, the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, the Department of Physical Sciences, and the Human Kinetics program. The Department of Physical Sciences offers the Bachelor of Science in Physics. The BS Physics program in UP Baguio was first implemented in March 21, 2002 as per 1159th Board of Regents meeting. The last substantive revision was done in 2017 as approved by then-President Danilo L. Concepcion, to keep abreast with the current trends, researches, best practices, and to support future thrusts. With the constantly evolving educational landscape, the BS Physics program was updated in terms of the required courses and electives, optimization of course sequencing, and in regular review and amendments of course syllabi. The BS Physics program in UP Baguio is a 4-year course. To satisfy the requirements for the degree program, you will need to take 18 units of foundation courses, which includes calculus, geology, and physical chemistry. 80 units of major courses, which includes fundamental physics, mathematical methods in physics, computational physics, theoretical mechanics, statistical physics, electromagnetic theory, electronics physics, optical physics, quantum physics, solid-state physics, special topics, undergraduate research, and undergraduate thesis. Physics 195 or special topics is to be taken twice under different topics and are taught by different experts. Our range of expertise affords you, as our students, both experimental and theoretical aspects of the new trends in physics research locally and internationally. This also gives you a wide variety of topics that you can choose from for your undergraduate thesis. You will also need to take 36 units of general elective courses. Your choices are listed down here. To top it off, you will need to finish 6 units of free electives and 1 course on the life and works of Jose Rizal. For the free electives, you can take any course offered by any UP campus at any time. Some take language courses, while others take courses that are more specific to their interests. The major and foundation courses are to be taken in sequence according to the checklist shown. These courses are seasonal and are offered only at the designated semesters. These courses also have prerequisites. This means that you can only proceed to the next course when you've satisfied the requirements of the prerequisite course. You can take a look at the list of courses and their prerequisites at the back of your checklist. You will need to remember that you cannot have more than 6 units of mathematics and/or physics failing courses at the end of every school year. Otherwise, you will be removed from the degree program. This does not apply though if you're already a senior. A senior student means that you've already finished 70 units of physics and math courses. The Department of Physical Sciences is composed of 3 disciplines: the discipline of geology, the discipline of chemistry, and the discipline of physics. Our faculty profile allows us to do theoretical and experimental work in natural chemistry, geochemistry, geophysical chemistry, structural geology, materials chemistry, analytical chemistry, protein chemistry, agricultural chemistry, plasma physics, nanotechnology, device physics, material science, semiconductors, robotics, and superconductor physics. The discipline of geology is currently composed of Dr. Dimpa Javier, Professor John Paul Mendoza, and Professor Jasmine Urquico. Dr. Javier, or Dean D, is currently our college dean. The research interests of Professor Mendoza and Professor Urquico are on geochemistry and structural geology, respectively. The discipline of chemistry is currently composed of Professor Raymark Ereje, Professor Jennifer Antonio, Professor Windle Charles Santos, Dr. Ofelia Hiron, Professor Radi Remigio, Professor Jam Conil Gatab, our Professor Emeritus Dr. Elsie Jimenez, and Mr. Jorandel Valdez. Professor Ereje's research focuses on natural products and on zeolite. Professor Antonio is a materials chemist with interest in nanofibers and biomaterials. Professor Santos is a resident computational chemist with specific interest in protein chemistry. Dr. Hiron is currently our department chairperson. She is also the university's pollution control officer. His research interests involve geophysical chemistry, natural products, and on zeolite. Professor Remigio, who is currently abroad finishing his master's degree under an Erasmus Mundus scholarship, is our analytical chemist. Professor Gatab is our agricultural chemist with specific research interest in carbohydrate chemistry. Professor Jimenez's research focus is on biochemistry and molecular biology and peptides and protein science. Mr. Jorandel Valdez is an administrative staff assigned to the chemistry laboratory as our laboratory technician. The discipline of physics is currently composed of 8 faculty members, 3 professors, 3 associate professors, and 2 lecturers. Professor Agulo's work is focused on nanotechnology and devices, specifically on carbon nanotubes and graphene. Dr. Crisostomo is also working on the theory of 2-dimensional nanomaterials. Dr. Garcia is an expert in semiconductor physics, material science, and optoelectronics. He is currently involved in a big project applying materials physics to Cordillera textiles. Dr. Asmin is doing his research on material science, nanotechnology, and robotics. Dr. Malapit is the only plasma physicist in northern Luzon and is an expert in surface science and vacuum technology. Dr. Pataksil also works on nanotechnology and optics. Ms. Riluraza and Mr. Triol are both computational physicists with interests in nanotechnology and material science. Dr. Giovanni Malapit is the head of the Plasma Physics Laboratory. The focus of plasma physics research is on the utilization of their atmospheric pressure plasma jet, or APPJ, for the treatment of various materials, including fabric, metals, and biological materials, for antibacterial and prolongation of shelf life. These works are funded by DOST shared as well as UP Baguio through the Cordillera Studies Center. Dr. Malapit's laboratory has been very active in mentoring students in their undergraduate thesis. They have traveled to various places in the Philippines in order to present their work in prestigious conferences such as the Samahang Pisika ng Pilipinas and the Samahang Pisika ng Visayas at Mindanao. Quite recently, one of Dr. Malapit's students published their work in Plasma and Fusion Research, a reputable journal in their field and a tremendous feat for an undergraduate student. Dr. Ian Jasper Agulo heads the Micro and Nano Innovations Laboratory, or mini-lab. They have developed a method to synthesize carbon nanotubes and graphene in order to utilize it for energy harvesting applications, such as solar cells and energy storage with supercapacitors. They have also worked on methods to mitigate water pollution using oxide and graphene composites. Quite recently, they have developed a way to fabricate a highly sensitive room temperature infrared sensor. These are works produced by our own undergraduate students and funded by DOST PSHERD in collaboration with the National Institute for Material Science or NIMS and the National Institute for Advanced Industrial Science and Technology or AIST in Tsukuba, Japan. The Dynamics and Physical Instrumentation or DAPI group, headed by Dr. Aladdin Hasmin, focuses on computational and instrumentation studies of memoristive devices for sensor and neuromorphic applications. Memoristive devices are memory devices whose means of remembering information is through the resistance of novel materials. Their group performs transport modeling for oxide and organic devices such as memristors. They also investigate the switching mechanism in memoristive devices. Path dynamics is also an important study since memristors are possible alternative for adaptive circuit systems for path planning of autonomous systems. Finally, their group also works on wood-based sensor systems, taking a look at the viability of utilizing cellulose-based materials for flexible and transparent electronics. The students in Dr. Christian Crisostomo's laboratories study what are called topological materials. Topology is the study of geometrical properties and spatial relations or the way in which constituent parts are interrelated or arranged. They are specifically interested in two-dimensional materials such as graphene. Two-dimensional materials are the newest class of materials being researched all over the world, and we're just scratching the surface of their infinite possible potential applications. After graduation, some of our students further their education and apply for scholarships locally and internationally. They could be you in the future. We have students who are now taking and have taken and finished their PhD and have flourishing careers in Japan and Korea, students who are now taking their master's degrees in France, Italy, Belgium, Spain, and Sweden. They have received Monbushu scholarships from Japan, Phil-France scholarships sponsored by the Embassy of France to the Philippines, and Erasmus Mundus scholarships. We have also alumni in the academia, such as the Philippine Science High School, and in also other well-known universities all over the Philippines. A number of our students are also employed in various semiconductor and electronics industries, such as SunPower and Hitachi Incorporated. We utilize innovative methods in teaching physics and offer various opportunities for research and collaboration locally and internationally. We also have students who are now successful medical physicists in hospitals and medical institutions all over the Philippines. We are proud of our accomplishments and proud of the accomplishments of our alumni. UP Baguio has come a long way from one of the colleges of UP Diliman to becoming an autonomous university in 2002. Since then, we have been developing our faculty and staff, revitalizing our infrastructures, instituting new degree programs, and improving our existing degree programs in order to provide you, our new students, the tools needed to contribute to the development of our society. We believe that our Bachelor of Science in Physics degree program brings the University of the Philippines Baguio to greater heights. Only the stars are the limit.